Good evening. Campaigners are pleading with councillors in Birmingham to rethink plans to close 25 of the city's libraries as part of plans to balance its books. The authority plans to cut services down to just one library for each of the 10 parliamentary constituencies in the city.
Well, the flagship Library of Birmingham is among those which are safe from closure as the authority tries to save £300 million over the next 2 years. Lewis Warner will bring us more detail on that in just a moment. But first, he reports on the campaign to save Birmingham's libraries.
Libraries are usually quiet places, but dozens across Birmingham could soon fall silent. The City Council is trying to balance its books, but at what cost? Caroline is a school librarian in Kings Heath. How important is Kings Heath Library to the children who go to your school?
It's massively important. When our students reach us at 11, lots and lots, I'd say the majority of the children who come in who are avid readers cite Kings Heath Library as somewhere that they grew up coming to.
How would you feel if you lost it?
Well, just devastated really for the community, for all of us.
Kings Heath Library is one of those under threat. There are currently 36 like this across the city. Under the proposals, 25 would close, with the remaining 11 becoming joint library and neighbourhood advice hubs. That would leave one per parliamentary constituency, plus the flagship Library of Birmingham, which isn't affected.
The Save Birmingham campaign is really encouraging people to register their assets as assets of community value, or ACVs, and that means if the council does need to sell those assets, then it puts a moratorium of 6 months on them being able to sell a building like Kings Heath Library, for example, and it really gives the community a chance to talk to us, to talk about community-led options, and to sort of get together a business plan and look at running some of those services themselves.
Birmingham City Council says it's being open, honest and transparent about its plans, yet it declined our offer of an interview today. It's also blocking library staff from speaking to journalists, even telling them to put the phone down when we call.
Many people would say it's because of the mismanagement of Labour in charge of Birmingham City Council that we're now looking at the closure of this library as even a possibility.
I understand that, and I understand people's frustration and anger with the party. I think most people understand that what has led to this is a real toxic storm of £1 billion taken in cuts over the past decade from the Conservatives, and before that Conservatives and Lib Dems.
We heard that our library might be threatened by the cuts proposed by the council. The library is an incredibly important space for our families, and so we thought residents of Kings Heath could come together and say why we love our library and why it should be saved. We want them to sign the petition to write to their councillors and their MP to say we want to save Kings Heath Library, but as part of a wider city library provision.
With £300 million to be found over the next 2 years, it's now for the council to decide what it values most.
Tonight we have confirmation that the council's budget proposal, which has already been delayed once, will be revealed on Monday. It's likely to make uncomfortable reading for those who rely heavily on council services or have council jobs. It's suspected to be the biggest cut any local authority has ever made, and its figures are staggering. £57 million gone from its family and children's department, a further £29 million gone from the operational department, which looks after things like the bins and the roads, and the council's management department will be hit the most. Its budget gone by 50%, costing around £15 million, and hundreds of jobs gone too. So what then in return for Birmingham's citizens for reduced services from the council? Well, a possible 10% council tax rise this year and a possible 10% council tax rise the year after. We'll have the details on Monday.